Hello everyone, Charlie Murphy here. Thanks for tuning in. Table 1, I opened Ace-King middle position, small blind 3-bet me. I flatted Ace-King offsuit in position. Great flop for Ace-King, Ace-8-5 rainbow. He range, or I assume it's a range bet. He bets out the flop small, so I flat call in position, looking to keep putting money in this pot with top pair, top kicker. He checks. Gonna go ahead and start stabbing for value. Half pot here looks appropriate to follow up with a river jam, so that's what we're gonna do. Table 3, open queen 10 suited from what is the cutoff. A recreational player flats the button. I will check to him on ace queen 7 rainbow. He checks back. Turn is the ace of diamonds, giving me the backdoor flush draw. I'll keep checking my second pair with the flush draw. Table 4, open 7s in the cutoff. The big blind player calls, flop top set on 7-6-4 rainbow, so a continuation about half pot. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and try to put in some value in here. Try to get called by pocket pair or 7. And table 3 with the queen 10. Good start to what I've got going on here so far. Rec limps, limp behind in the button and small blind. I'll check 4 deuce and go to the flop, planning to check fold the king queen 7 two-tone board. Table 1, recreational player open, limps the button. I will raise it up from the big blind with ace jack. He limp calls, got a king 7-6 rainbow board. I'm going to go ahead and put a small continuation bet with my range here. He calls. Turn is the board pairing card, the 7. No sense in doing anything but checking ace-jack high here at this point. Depending on the river card, I've got various options available. However, against the stab, I will just check fold. Table 2, got a recreational player open, limps under the gun. I am going to isolate with something like my under the gun open range. 9-8 suited, kind of close. I'm going to go ahead and fold it, being a bit more cautious with my isolation raises of late, as it seems like the pool is playing back a bit better than they used to. Certainly a very reasonable hand to ISO with, though. Seems like decent tables right now for the most part. Maybe table 4 is not looking so good. I'll shuffle that one out. Interesting action. Recreational player flat calls an open from the cutoff and then back raises large but not all in. After a squeeze. Table 3, opening king 10 from the cutoff. Get called multi-way and an ace-ace-king two-tone board. Nothing to do but go ahead and check my second pair decent kicker here. Get led into half pot by the rec. I will call in position. River is a king, giving me the low full double paired board. Ace, ace, king, king. He checks. I don't know if there's really any merit in trying to get value from this. I mean, does he really call me with like queen high type nonsense? Let me take the showdown. He had the deuce, so he had 3 pair at that point. Probably not calling. He's a fish, so you never know. He can also have lots of ace-x because he's a fish, and they love playing those hands pretty flat. Table 3, open ace-jack suited from middle position. Recreational player flat calls me in the small blind. And then table 1, open ace-4 suited in the middle position. Table 3, queen jack 7 two-tone board. Going to go ahead and put in a small range bet here, mostly checking back turns unless I improve, ideally looking for the jack. King of clubs a good card to check back. Don't want to start betting into queen x, king x, flushes, straight tech hands that won't fold. I can still show down good here against weaker hands that called the flop. He quickly checks back. Some argument for trying to get thin value. I think it's asking a bit much here on that board. I will take my showdown, and my showdown good against pocket sixes. Gonna get rid of table 1. There's the rec player busted. It looks like it's falling apart real fast. We do have a button open for 2 1/4 on table 1. I will 3-bet under my small blind with king queen. Take that one down. Got ace-9 on my button. Last hand on table 1. I will open that. Button defends for a call. King, queen, 8 rainbow board. Go ahead and put in a small range bet. Some interesting blocker-based barrel turn cards like 10s or jacks are with some consideration for barreling a hand like this with removal to the possible straights with the ace-9. Other than that, not too much going for the hand. I guess there is an overcard. 6 of diamonds. I do have the ace of diamonds in my hand as a backdoor flush draw blocker. However, I can have hands like ace jack, ace 10 with actual equity here that will barrel in. So I think I'll go ahead and check back my ace 9. Large open from the cutoff from a recreational player. 5.86 open from the cutoff on table 2. I'm going to go ahead and just pop that up to 18 with ace king. Quickly calls, get a queen 9-5 two-tone board. I'm going to go ahead and put in a small continuation, but about a quarter of a pot here. He calls. Turn is the 10. I do have the gut shot. I just don't know how to get that many folds on a board that coordinated here. I'm going to go ahead and check back, reevaluate the river. River is the 5. He blasts for pot, and I will fold my ace-king high. $2.5x open from the cutoff, or the middle position rather, on table 4. I'll 3-bet my button with ace-8 suited. Limps galore on table 3. I will be isolating from my blind with ace-queen. One recreational player, limper, calls. Getting monotone 6-4-3 board. I'm going to go ahead and check range in that spot there on a board that bad for the position ISO player and that good for the limp caller. Stabs 4 into 19. I'm actually going to call ace-queen high once against that. Turn is the offsuit 5, putting a 4-straight on the board. Going to check fold here at this point. Bluff the river if it checks through. Stab small again. I'll just go ahead and fold. Middle position opens on table 2. Button calls, recreational player, small blind calls. I'm in the big blind with a chance to call, closing the action with 9-8 offsuit. It seems a little bit on the loose side to me. I'm going to think about it for just a moment. Yeah, it's really just going to be too loose to get involved. Go ahead and fold that one, but looking to get in there with extra hands because of the recreational player and the really good price the stuff that has robust equity. Not gonna call with janky offsuit gappers and shit like that. But suited connectors, big suited cards like suited aces for sure. A lot of suited kings, pocket pairs. Some of the better offsuit cards, like some of the big offsuit Broadways, can get in there and play cautiously on hands where they're where they have like decent but not really great draws to like nut type hands. But where they have like decent showdown value, like a pair with a hand like Queen Jack, be cautious with something like that. Table 3, recreational player open limp, so I'll isolate my cutoff with King 9 suited. Table 2, open and blind on blind with Jack 6 suited. Get a King 4 rainbow board. I'm going to go ahead and continuation that small bet with my entire range on table 2. Get raised. I have no equity, no backdoor draw, no reason to float as weak as Jack 6. I'll let that one go. The ISO pot with King 9, flop a Queen Jack 8 rainbow board. The big blind recreational player on a short stack calls. The limper folds out. I'm going to go ahead and continuation, but small here. Can pick up equity, or you flop the straight there on a 10. Can pick up equity on lots of other cards, mostly clubs. Table 1, blind on blind, opening 10-9 suited. This 3-bet. 3-bet blind on blind, as loose a formation as they come. Going to be defending fairly loose there. I can certainly defend most of my suited connectors that face a 3-bet. 10-9 suited is no exception, so I'll call and take the flop. Hell of a flop for me. King 9-9 rainbow, giving me weak trips. Or more accurately stated, weak trips with a weak kicker. Check call there against the half pot bet. Turn is the ace of diamonds. Putting the backdoor flush draw up there. He goes ahead and checks back. I think there's more value in either letting him bluff or try to value bet an ace than there is to kind of bet out and get called by a King X or Queen X type hand. And the question is, will he call down with worse? I think he can actually have some ace-x type hands in this line. I mean, if he has aces or kings or queens for a boat, I'm in a lot of trouble. But I think he can actually give me credit for some kind of bluff here and hero call, more so than he's going to actually have a full house. I am going to go ahead with the check jam. I think that's kind of close. Obviously not folding, but whether I can get called by enough suspicious ace-x or not is the question there. In a blind versus blind formation, I wouldn't be surprised if they get kind of suspicious and call especially with hands like ace king or ace queen, where they actually have where their side card plays along with the ace, and they block full houses. Plus, it gives bluffs a chance to bluff there by checking the river instead of betting out. I definitely think checking the river in that line is going to be better than leading. Table 3, going to open King Jack under the gun. Get called by recreational players on both the button and the big blind, and an interesting flop for King Jack 10-9-7 Rainbow, giving me a double gut shot to go with my 2 overcards on that middle coordinated board. Table 1, I'm going to open 8-7 suited from the cutoff. Table 3, I'm going to actually go ahead and continuation bet this particular board with 2 recreational players out there. Called by the in-position player, which I don't love, but I've still got plenty of ways for this hand to work out a-okay. Table 1, my cutoff open faces a big blind 3-bet, very large size 3-bet. I'm going to go ahead and be awful cautious, even in that slightly loose formation from a big blind using a large size. A good turn card for me on table 3, the 8 of spades, putting the 4 straight out there. I'm going to go ahead and check range on this 4 straight and just look to get value on the river. He checks back, turn as a deuce. I beat everything except for queen jack, which I am not worried about at all. I am going to go ahead and bet out for value. Just going to go ahead and blast for pot here on this 4 straight board rather than just jam all in for 1.5x. I think it gives me enough more calls there from 1 and 2 pair type hands with no straight. Could be wrong about that, but that's my thought. That's my logic. Interesting, table 3, button open, small blind 3-bets. I am in the big blind with ace-king suited, and we are going to be cold 4-betting or folding in a hand like ace-king suited is firmly in the cold 4-bet range. I'm going to cold 4-bet this one and stack off with it. Probably cold 4-betting to stack off as wide as pocket 10s plus ace-king, then mixing in some bluffs. Mostly hands like ace-queen offsuit and some suited broadways that will play well post-flop if I'm called and have good removal to the jam range. Table 4, going to open king jack suited blind down blind. Table 1, going to defend a blind down blind 3x open with king 7 suited. Flop weak top pair on king jack 8 monotone. He checks to me. I'm going to go ahead and check back my weak top pair. Great turn card for me, the offsuit 7, giving me kings up. Now I've got a hand that can get some value here. He checks again. Now I'm going to go ahead and start betting for value with my kings and 7s. Probably has total airs. He just checks twice and check folds. Table 1, limped pot blind down blind. I check in my 10 deuce. I face a pot flop stab on king 8 6 2-tone with no real equity. I'm glad to fold my 10 high. Table 1, blind down blind. Gonna open jack 10. Against the 3-bet, I will fold that one. Table 2, blind down blind. Opening king 8 suited. Table 3, open ace 4 suited on the button. Recreational player calls. Flop bottom pair on jack 10 for monotone. He instantly donk jams for a little over 2x pot. I'm just going to go ahead and fold. Tables are breaking here. Table 3, we're heads up. I'll play the button here. I'm going to open King Deuce suited. Take that one down pre-flop. Short stack 40 blind player open limps the button. I'm in the small blind with pocket sevens. Kind of on the cusp, but a reasonable hand to go ahead and isolate. So we're going to go ahead and do that and raise up from the small blind. Okay, well, I'm going to open 10-6 suited from the button. Big blind calls, Jack 6-5, two-tone board. Assuming he checks to me, which I expect he will a very large percentage of the time, I am going to go ahead and put in the small range bet here. He checks, so I'll put in my small range bet. Got pocket tens on table 3, which effectively the cutoff. I will go ahead and open that. Get called in the small blind. I was really unsure if this player was a recreational player or not based on the stack size, but he did lose the money the last hand. I get squeezed by the big blind, however, as well. Given that I'm going to be in position, even though I'm not closing the action, I can have defenses for a call here. And pocket tens is really not strong enough to 4-bet and get it in, but too strong to 4-bet and fold. Too strong to just fold. I think it's very clearly in the call camp, so I'm going to call and take the flop. Great flop for tens, 5-4-4. Goes ahead and puts in a small continuation bet. I'm going to go ahead and flat the tens in position, thinking they're probably pretty good, at least based on that. River, can I try to get value from the 9 against the fish? It's close. I'm going to go ahead and check it back. Against the second barrel on the ace, it's a little bit suspect. I mean, I can have 5s and 4s there for real strong hands. I can have lots of ace-x type floats. Really not too much else that can continue. Based on that, wonder if that means I'm supposed to call here. I think it's probably pretty close. Very close there, but I'm going to go ahead and fold it. Might be overfolding there some, but I'm obviously not going to be folding my ace-x flop floats or my traps. 3x open from the button. I'm in the big blind with queen 10 suited. Raisy daisy. Instantly get 4-bet, and 4-bet very small. Gonna defend that small 4-bet a bit wider, but maybe not quite as wide as queen 10, jack 10 suited type hands. Table 1, recreational player limp, so I'll complete my small blind with 10-9. Flop a gut shot on 8-6-6 rainbow. In position player stabs 2 into 285. I will check call my 10 high gut shot. Jack gives me an open-ender. Interesting turn card. I'll continue checking in flow. He checks back. River is a jack. Double pairs the board. I'm going to go ahead and turn this into a bluff. Just going to mash the pot button in the double paired board. Seven six, a little bit loose to defend. Pretty close button versus big blind. Go ahead and fold it, but I think it's pretty close either way. Table 3, opening 5s in the cutoff. Table 2, cutoff opens 2.3x. I'm in the big blind with pocket queens. Gonna find a way to raise this hand pre-flop one way or another. Folds to me, so it's just gonna be a straightforward 3-bet. Go ahead and put that in. Table 4, I'm gonna open ace-10 suited blind on blind. Flats, I get a king 4-4 rainbow board. Go ahead and put in a small continuation bet, mostly checking turns. Table 1, opening ace-6 suited under the gun. Table 4, the blind battle, get an ace 7-6 two-tone board. We'll go ahead and range bet that small. Table 2, up to the call on the 6 of clubs, put in a backdoor flush draw. I'm going to go ahead and just check the turn here with my pocket queens. Stabs half pot. Go ahead and call that. Check the river. Going to fold my ace-6 suited against the 3-bet from the short stack recreational type player. Jams all in here. I've got a decent bluff catcher that I block hands like King Queen. I don't love the jack on the river, letting jacks full get there and not draw me. I do have a good bluff catcher as far as removal is considered, not blocking those backdoor club draws that came in and might have started stabbing. It's pretty close overall here. You know, the formation and the 3-bet pot and the line are both pretty neutral. I think it's very close either way. I'm going to fold it, but I can certainly see arguments for a call. Possible recreational player opens 3x on middle position on table 3. The cutoff player 3-bets. I've got ace-king on the button. I'm going to go ahead and put in the 4-bet here. Planning to stack off queens plus ace-king in this formation. Probably also be 4-betting hands like pocket jacks and a few of the suited broadways that will fold against the jam. Table 4, a 2.5x open from the cutoff. I'm in the big blind with 4-7 suited. I can defend that for a call and go to the flop. Great flop for me. Ace 4-4 two-tone. Table 3 opening 3s under the gun. Table 2 opening ace-10 suited from what's effectively the cutoff. Let's see here. Table 3 get a 10-7, or table 2 rather, 10-7-3 two-tone board. I get a backdoor flush draw, decent top pair. Go ahead and put in a small continuation, but against the rec. Let me see here. I'm going to go ahead and got a couple weaker 4x. I'm going to just check raise here with the trip 4s. Plus lots of the suspicious ace-x can be out there. Go ahead and check back that board pairing 7 on table 2. Get my decent but vulnerable weak hand towards showdown. Recreational player stabs out for pot on the river. I'm going to go ahead and showdown for a call. Against a busted straight draw, my hand is good. Table 3 opening king deuce suited. Blind on blind. There's a great card for me on table 4. The 7 filling me up as well as giving me the backdoor flush draw. I'm going to continue barreling here now. Not that I wasn't planning to anyway, but I'm much happier doing that now than I was before, now that I actually have the boat. He calls. Got about 1.5x pot left. I've got a full house. The draw is busted. I am going to just jam all in here and try to get hero called. Table 3 opening 10-9 on the button. I do get hero called, and my hand is good. Ace King, not an unreasonable hero call hand. Don't think he blocked any draws either. Yeah, he did not have the King of Clubs. Table 3, blind on blind, opening Jack 9. Got a low coordinated board, ace 874 two-tone. I do have 2 overs in the gut shot on this low board. I'm just going to be low coordinated board. Just going to go ahead and be checking range. Table 2, going to open King 3 suited in the cutoff. Table 3, he stabs in position for half pot. I'm going to check call my gut shot and over cards. Turn is the 8, doesn't help me any. If it checks back on turn, I can bluff the river. It does check back the turn. I hit the jack. I'm going to value bet that river, in fact. Just try to get hero called by a 7 or a 4. I think that seems right. Table 2, opening Queen 8 suited from middle position. Rec opens 3x, another rec calls. I'm going to squeeze with ace queen here. Probably just have to call off. Both these guys seem on the loose side. .23 blind recreational player limps onto the gun. I'll isolate my cutoff with king queen suited. Get flatted in position. And then by the rec in the blind and the rec limper, get an ace jack 5 two-tone board. Just going to go ahead and check range here, especially with those guys being so short out of position. Checks through. Turn is the ace of spades, putting a second flush draw up there. I am not going to go ahead and start stabbing out here with my gut shot. Try to pick up this pot on the cheap. Have some backup looking for that 10. Get raised by the imposition player. Not going to mess around with him. Let's go ahead and fold my king high. Table 3, blind down blind, opening ace jack. Table 2, open ace 8, blind down blind. Table 4, open king 5 suited on the button. Table 3, gonna open ace 4 on the button. Table 2, get a 10-9-5 rainbow board. I'll go ahead and put in a small bet there. Table 4, my open gets 3 of it. I will fold the king 5 suited. Table 3, 7-6-6 two-tone. I will go ahead and continuation bet small, mostly checking back turns with the ace 4. Table 3, flop top pair, good kicker on ace 6-4 two-tone. I'll go ahead and put in a small range bet. Table 3, open king 8 suited from the cutoff. My continuation bet faces a check raise. I'm going to go ahead and defend with my top pair for a call. Mostly looking for a jack, not expecting too many bluffs on this particular board. Table 1, open 10-9, blind on blind. Flop 10-8 deuce rainbow, I'll continuation bet small. Table 3 against 3 bet, I will fold the king 8. Table 4 against the follow-up, I'm just go ahead and fold the street early. I really don't think I can bluff catch that light there. Table 2, opening pocket 3s in middle position. Get a king jack 6 rainbow board, I'll continuation bet that small on table 2. Checking back unless I spike my third 3 on the turn. And against the check raise, I will fold my underpair. Table 2, open Queen 9 suited under the gun. Against the 3-bet, I will fold. Table 1, open Ace-5 suited blind on blind, get called, and get a Queen 6-3 two-tone board, which I will continuation bet small. Against the raise with no real equity, I will go ahead and fold that one. Table 4, button opens. I'm on the small blind with 10-9 suited. I can go ahead and pop that one up. Three X open from the cutoff on table 3 with Ace King in the small blind. That's going to be a very clear re-raise. Table 4, or 3 rather, opening Ace Deuce on the button. A big blind call, suspected recreational player with a limp on his resume in the first orbit. Get an 8-8 deuce rainbow board. I'll plan to continuation bet this board small, then check back the turn. Against the donk lead for a little more than half pot, I will just flat my deuce in position. Not that worried about. I mean, I guess you could be doing it with like pocket pairs and stuff like that, but there's gonna be a lot of airball bullshit in this range, especially if he is truly a fish. It leads continues on the turn for a little less than half pot. I'll keep calling. River is a 4, a nice low board that stayed low while his Brandon Broadway cards missed. He donks out for half pot. I will finish off the hero call, and I beat Queen Deuce with the better kicker, my ace. Table 4, open 7-6 suited for middle position. Slightly loose, but we got that wreck on the button, so nothing wrong with getting involved. Slightly loose. Definitely something wrong with defending that 3-bet, though. I actually wouldn't be that wrong, but I am going to go ahead and fold it. It's probably fairly close in theory, but I think it's going to be a bit more prudent in practice. Just go ahead and fold a hand like 7-6 suited. It's more so if I open slightly late because I'm trying to go after a fish and I get 3-bet. I'm not about to defend those hands that were loose opens to begin with. Table 3, opening Queen 8 suited in middle position. Recreational player calls the button. Other players suspect the direct, but just seems more like a reg or a weak reg. And the big blind comes along. We get a 9-3-7 rainbow board. Given that I've got a lot of backdoor equity here, I think I'm actually going to be better off by continuation betting this for a small size. Imposition player quickly calls me. Continue barreling if I pick up equity. Probably check call if I hit a pair. Against the squeeze 3-bet behind, I'll just go ahead and fold out. Oh, excuse me. Table 1, opening pocket 3s under the gun. Table 3, rather, opening 3s under the gun. Table 1, blind down, blind facing open. I will defend for a call with 5-3 suited. Not too much going on there. Jack, Jack, 7, two-tone, nothing but a 5-high backdoor flush draw. I'll be planning to check for to fold this hand against a continuation bet. Continuation bets but small. We'll go ahead and fold it. Table 4, 3x open from the button. I'll defend my big blind with queen 5 suited. Check on the flop. Great flop for me. 9-5 deuce two-tone, giving me middle pair and the flush draw. Great hand to be continuing with. Continuation bets about half pot. Check call that. Turn is the flush closer. The 8 of hearts giving me the third nut flush. He checks back. River is a queen, blanky blank. I'm going to go ahead and value bet my flush on the river. He raises me. That is super suspicious, given that I'm thinking strong flushes are going to continue on the turn. I think the move... I wonder if there's any merit in jamming over the top. That might be a little bit reckless. I'm obviously not folding. I think call is the move. Got ace-10, just turned his hand into a bluff. Some merit to it. Would like it better with the hand like ace-5 with the ace of hearts, where he checks back some showdown value, and then he also has blocker on the river that's probably in a showdown value is really not strong enough to call the bluff catch with. I wasn't bluffing. Yeah, I think the raise in that line should be like ace-5 offsuit with the ace of hearts. Table 2, opening Jack 9 suited from the cutoff. 3x open from the button on table 4. I am in the small blind with the suited ace, ace 3 suited. I'm going to go ahead and attack that with the 3-bet. Quickly calls. Interesting flop for me. 9-5 deuce rainbow. I've got a gut shot, a backdoor flush draw. I think I can go ahead and continuation bet this board. Use a half pot on that low board to get the overcards a bit more of an issue. Turn is the jack. Overcard here. I still have the gut shot. I still have the ace high. You know, looking for that ace as a possible top pair escape out. I'll go ahead and continuation bet the turn. He jams over the top, so I'll fold my ace high gut shot at that point. I think it's okay to be barreling there. Table 3, open ace queen suited from middle position. Table 4, open ace deuce from the button. Table 4, opening queen 10 suited from the cutoff. Recreational player, loose passive 3x open under the gun on table 2. I've got 8-6 suited the big blind. I will defend for a call. I'm going to check fold the king queen 4 two-tone flop with no piece, no draw, especially against that 3/4 bet. I'm going to shut down the session here next blinds. Also take a little break for a while. Get a limped pot with the recreation player open limping the button on table 1. I checked my big blind with jack 6 offsuit and checked around on the flop on jack 8 deuce two-tone. Turn is a deuce pairing the board. I've got a weak top pair. I don't know if I really get 2 streets of value here. I think I'm going to go ahead and continue checking this, give a guy a chance to stab. He overbet stabs, bets 4 and a 285. I do think I need to call this at least once, but I'm very suspicious about that sizing, hoping to check this down for free. It's arguably even a river or turn fold. Now when he stabs 6, I do have to call one more time. Yeah, he had that deuce all along. I think my turn call is a little suspect there. Given the recreational players have just such face-up sizing tells, I think you can give them credit when they're overbetting in a limp pot, even for small sizes. I think that's a bit of a punt there. Table 3, opening queen 9 from the button. Recreational player in the big blind calls. Got a king at 9-6 two-tone board. I'll continuation bet that small, mostly checking back turns. Table 3, opening Jack 10 from the cutoff. Here's an in position 3 bet. Let's go ahead and fold the Jack 10 offsuit. Going to open Jack 10 again on table 3, this time for middle position. Slightly loose this time, but trying to go after weak players still in there to act. Folds to the big blind who calls, checks to me. I've got a gut shot on Queen H7 Rainbow. I'm going to go ahead and put in a small continuation bet here. Looking for that 9. A king or an ace would give me some extra equity as well. 9, there's my Nutter Butter card. Very happy to see that. We're going to start getting some more money in this pot, so we're going to be planning to overbet here. If we're going to go even bigger overbet than typical because we're a bit deeper than usual, so I'm going to go 2x pot this time instead of my more standard 1.5x. Because we get that pot up to 40, giving me a chance to go about a 3x river jam on nice blank rivers. He, however, folds against my big turn bet instead. Last hand, king 6 under the gun. Just go ahead and fold that one. Going to go ahead and cut it all off for now and take a little break. Until next time, this is Charlie Murphy thanking you for watching, and I am signing off.